Hello, friends. This is Dr. Shashi Agarwal. I welcome you all. Today, our topic is joint stock company, and here we are going to cover the meaning of the joint stock company, what are the features of the joint stock company, merits, demerits of the joint stock company. This topic is relevant for the student of company law. This topic is also relevant for the student of UMP. This topic is also relevant for business studies for plus one. And this topic is also available in Hindi at my second channel, that is the Chachi Agarwal Economics and Law classes. The link I will be sharing in the description box. If you find my video useful, please do like it, share it, comment it, and also subscribe my channel Shashi Agarwal. So this is my app, Edusum app, which you could download from the Google Play Store. This app provides free study material, free mock test to the student of commerce, economics and management, and many structured courses like business studies, economics. We also have at this app at a very nominal price. So first of all, why do we require joint stock company? As the technology improves, now the business require huge funds. The business has to be set up at a very large scale. So the sole proprietorship and partnership and the Hindu undivided family form of organization, they are not suitable. So joint stock company is a association of person. Here the person set up a company because they want to carry on the business, and the personality of the company, the existence of the company is separate from its members. The person who joined the business, they contribute to the capital of the company and they are known as shareholders. According to L.H. Haney, a joint stock company is a voluntary association of individual for profits, because here the individuals, they join the company at their own will. So it's a voluntary association of individual because nobody force to set up a company. So joint stock company is a voluntary association of individual. They joined for profit, and the company has a capital which is divided into transferable share, the ownership of which is the condition of the member. If you want to become the member, you have to buy the share, the ownership of which is the condition of the membership. According to section 2 subsection 20 of the Companies Act 2013, company means a company which is incorporated under this act or under any previous company law. Company is an artificial person which is created by law. It's a voluntary associational person having separate legal entity which is different from its members. The liability of the member is limited, and company has a perpetual succession because its existence is independent of its members. Members may come, members may go, but company will continue forever. And the company uses common seal for the purpose of signature. Shareholders, they are the real owners of the company. Ownership and management, that is in separate hands, so they elect board of director to manage the company. Shares of the company are transferable in case of public limited company. So these are the features of a joint stock company: artificial person, separate legal existence, registration, perpetual succession, common seal, transferability of shares, separation of ownership and management, and the limited liability, which we are going to understand one by one. Separate legal existence. Company and its member, they are separate individuals. A company could have its assets, it could buy and sell asset its own name, it could carry the business its own name. It's different from its members. It could sue members and member could sue. It can also enter into contract with the members. It's an artificial person which is created by the law. Even the company is wound up by adopting the legal procedure. For setting up of a company, it's compulsory for a company to get itself registered under Company Act 2013. So it has to follow the procedure which is specified under the Companies Act 2013. They have to prepare important documents like Memorandum of Association, which is the constitution of the company, which define the scope and boundary of the company. Article of Association, which govern the internal regulations of the company. When the company is incorporated, then the company comes into existence. Perpetual succession. A company has continuous existence independent of its members. Company is created by law. Only law can bring an end to its existence. Members may come, members may go, but company will continue forever. So the incompetency of the member, Insolvency of the member, lunacy of the member does not affect the existence of the company. Company is an artificial person, so it could not sign. So there is a requirement of common seal with the name engraved in it. According to 2015, so the requirement of the common seal is optional. The activities of the company, they are carried through group of people. So important documents, they require the common seal for their authentication. In case of public limited company, the share could be transferable without any restriction. In case of private limited company, there is a restriction on the transfer of shares. So there is a separation of ownership and the management. Shareholder, they are the owner of the company. They elect the representative who are known as a directors. The director, they manage and control the activities of the company. The liability of the members of the company, that is limited to the extent of their share capital in the company. Like one person has purchased the share of ABC Limited worth rupees 2000. He has paid 1500 on it. So his liability is only 500. So what is the merits of the company? Limited liability, transfer of interest, perpetual existence, growth and expansion, large amount of capital, and the efficient management, which we are going to understand one by one. Limited liability. In case of sole proprietorship and partnership, the liability of the member is unlimited. In case of business loss, if the business asset they are not sufficient, their personal asset they are also used for the paying of the debts of the business. But in case of company, the liability of the member is limited to the extent of their share capital contribution. If one person has purchased shares worth rupees 3000, he has just paid 2500 on it and 500 is remaining. So 500, his liability will be limited to the tune of 500. So due to this feature, many people they want to invest in the company because while investing in the company, they will have only limited liability. Transfer of interest. The share of the company can be easily purchased and sold in the market. In case of public limited company, there is no restriction, but in case of private limited company, there is a restriction. Company has a perpetual existence of its independent of its members. The insolvency, lunacy, incompetency of the member, the death of the member does not affect the existence of the company. Members may come, members may go, but company will continue forever. Because it is created by law, it will end by law. As company has large financial sources, because the company has the option of raising the funds through equity shares, and the people they would love to invest in the shares of the company, so the rate of profit is also high, so the company could expand their business at a very large scale. As huge funds at the disposal of the company, so the company is in position to hire professional experts to perform managerial and other activities of the organization. By their expertise knowledge, they will bring a culture of efficient management. As a the company could have large amount of capital because it could issue the shares to the general public. In sole trade in partnership, risk is shared by small number of persons, but in a company form, number of contributors is large, so the risk is shared by number of persons. Democratic setup. The value of share is very small, so low income group also they could very easily purchase the share of the company because generally the value of the share is 100 rupees, 10 rupees, etc. Every individual has opportunity to become a shareholder. And secondly, there's a separation of ownership and management. The board of directors, they are elected by the members, they manage the company. So the company form of organization is democratic both from the ownership as well as from the management point of view. And by setting up a company, the society also gets benefit because the company mobilize the scattered saving of people and channelize into productive purpose. So because it has huge funds, so it is in position to utilize the natural sources in efficient manner. So financial institution would also love to invest in the companies. So, what are the disadvantages of the company? Because it's very difficult to establish the company because the rules and regulations have to be followed. Very legal documents they have to be prepared. And it's a very costly process. It's a lengthy and complicated procedure. Many legal formalities they have to be completed before setting up the company. Even when you set up the company, and lots of legal formalities still they are to be done. There is lack of secrecy. The company is required to provide lots of information to the registrar of companies if the shares of the company are listed in the stock market, to the stock market. Even the documents, memorandum of association and article of association are public documents. Even they have to publish their financial statements. Uh, Also, there anybody could access their financial statements, so there is no secrecy. In the form of company, there is impersonal work environment because the company has owners in the form of shareholders, and there is a separation of ownership and management. The company is managed by the board of directors and they are professionals, so there is no relation between the reward and profit. They manage the company for their vested interest. In company organization, all the important decisions they are taken by the board meeting or after consulting various persons, and once the decision are taken they are communicated to everyone, so meeting has to be called. Even sometimes they have to be the decision are taken with the consent of the shareholder. First board meeting is to be called, then general meeting of the shareholder is called, so there is a delay in decision are not taken at the proper time. And there are many regulations which govern the company form of organization, as the government puts lots of restriction, and the company faces many regulations as the huge funds they are invested in the company. So the government wants more disclosure, no cheating with the shareholders. And there is no direct relation between the efforts and the rewards because the company is not managed by the owners. Company is managed by the elected directors, so they have vested interest. Oligarchic management, we say company form of organization has democratic setup, but that exists only in papers. In real practice, company is the hands and control of a few people, that is the directors. The director they have complete control over the company and they manage the company for their own interest. Various groups of people like shareholders, debenture holders, employees, and directors are there. So each have different interests. Like shareholder, they want to have more profits. Debenture holders, they want to have high rate of interest. Employee, they want to get higher salaries, and director want to have their own vested interest. So each have different interest and conflicting interest. So, in spite of demerits and disadvantages, company is suitable for heavy and basic industry, which require huge funds. It is also suitable when the business is to be run on the large scale operation, and also the business which require huge funds and involve risk. So, joint stock company is the best form for that sort of business.